Alright, guys, thanks for watching another episode of Big Money Catfishing. I'm your host, Bankpole Joe, and if you're watching this episode, what we're doing today is we're going to merge the best of both worlds. For you guys who like the bait pole and you guys who like the trout line, what we are going to do today is we're going to merge those two together. We're going to merge the bank pole and trout line together, so we'll call it a bank pole trout line. And this video is how to make one. If you're watching this video, don't forget to hit subscribe below and the notification bell. And also like this video and comment below and tell me what you think. Keep watching.
What the ladies talking about?
Yeah. Order Texas.
Self-made beats.
X-ray beats.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Like I said, this episode is going to be how to make you your own personal bank line or bank pole trout line together. What we got here is we got a 5-foot piece of fiberglass rod. We have a point on the end so you can stick in the ground. What you're going to need for this is you're going to need your drill, which in this case is a Black & Decker drill I got from Walmart, and a 1/4 inch drill bit. You need 4 circle hooks, 10/0 preferably, some trout line clips, and some leader lines, and 4 individual swivels. And of course, you'll need your string. So what we'll do, as you can see, guys, I already pre-drilled the hole in this. So don't be afraid to drill a hole through your fiberglass rod. It will not tear it up. This is from me sawing on it the other day for another project. So the hole's already there. So what I'm going to do is I'll take out some string. This is black tar string you can find in Walmart. I do a video on how to make bank poles, so you can see that this string is a pretty good string, and I've got a lot of confidence that this string will not break. I believe this string is 235 pound test, but don't quote me on that. And what you want to do, I pulled me out some string. Now, I'm going to put the string through the hole. And you guys can choose whatever kind of knot that you want to use for this. But in this particular case today, I'm going to use a basic clinch knot. So you put them together, you go around a couple of times. You just go around 4 or 5. Then bring the string back through the opening and then cinch it down. Now, clinch knot will work pretty well on your black tarred string because it does stick pretty well. So now you have your string attached to your pole like you so. It's not going to come off. So take out as much string as you need. Now, guys, in order to make this, it's probably going to be a little different than your normal bank pole lines, because when you bank pole, you're going to wrap the rest of your line on the edge. The ideal in this is you're going to use all the line that you have out. So let's see. Find my scissors so I can cut this. Or a knife will work even better. So you cut how much string you want off. As you can see, this knife is pretty sharp, but this tarred string is pretty tough. So don't cut your hand. Alright. Now you've taken care of your first step by getting your string attached to your actual fiberglass rod that you're going to stick into the ground. I'm going to lay that on the ground for the moment. Now what you got left out here is all the string that you chose to use. However long will that be, depending on the spot that you're fishing. You want to make sure that you can always get your bait to the edge or the drop off. Catfish are constantly up and down the channel, and so if you can get to the deeper part of your drop off or the bottom part of the ledge where they're traveling, you may stand more of a chance of catching them than waiting for them to come up over to the shallows. But flatheads and blues will come shallow on a shallow flat or a shallow bank to feed, so don't get discouraged on that. So what we're going to do is, I got my string out now. Of course, in this instance, I am only going, you don't run 25 or 15 hooks on these, because this is not going to be the same as your ideal trout line that you normally would do. I only made 4 liters because I only want to run 4 lines off these Bankpole trout lines. So what you're going to do is you pinch the line together, make you a quick knot, just like this. You don't need nothing fancy. Go maybe 2 inches, 2 to 4 inches away. Get you another one in there. There's your nice little knot. And the reason why you have these knots is because on your trout line clips, your trout line clip is going to slide up and down the line. These knots on this line, for you trout liners, the knots are to stop the trout line clips from going any further. So when your catfish is on the line, he can only go from one knot to the other. He cannot take the line and tangle the line with the rest of the trout line clips or your rest of your leaders. So how you want to put these on is on these clips. You're taking it and you're pinching it in, and as you can see, the metal comes out, and you put that metal on the line like a hook. And that's the way, it should sit on your line, and your fish will be able to take that and go back and forth between the knots. Now that's your first one. I'm gonna lay that down. What I'm gonna do is I want to get away from there so there's not a chance for it to tangle up. So I want to go between, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 feet away, and I'm gonna tie my second set of knots. You see, guys, it's pretty simple. There's one. There's 2. Pinch your clip out. Hook it on. Now, guys, whatever you do, please don't walk around with your leader lines already clipped on, because you will have a heck of a mess, because it will surely get tangled, and instead of fishing, you will spend half of your day taking out tangled knots. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that already. So don't make my mistake. Now I'm going to go ahead and tie the next 2 sets of knots real quick so I can get this part over with. And like I said, guys, this is just a simple overhand knot, nothing fancy or spectacular, nothing that even a beginner can do it, even your kid can do it, if they're so inclined. I'm going to hook that one on. We're going to hook this one on. And as you can see, this is the way it's going to be floating in the water. You're going to have your bait floating up off the line. So I only want 4 leaders with 4 hooks because I don't want that many baits on. But I'm also upping my chances of getting more catfish or upping my chances of getting that bite, because instead of running 1 bait on a pole, I'm running a couple baits on a pole. So like I said, merging the bank pole ideal and the trout line ideal together. All you're doing is adding your fiberglass rod to it instead of your typical noodle that guys would be using, and you would be taking away more hooks. So you're going to be only using 4 to 5 hooks on these. And your last step you want to make sure is you want to make sure that you have a weight. In this case, this is a 5-pound weight. In Missouri River, which is what I fish, there's a lot of strong current. So you want to make sure that your weight is big enough that the current isn't going to move it, and that if you get a nice size 60 or 70 pound catfish, he's not going to drag this around and get it tangled up with the rest of your lines. Now, what I'm going to do here is a simple quick overhand knot, like so, and then I'll do a little fisherman's knot over top of that, just to cinch it down. As you can see, that knot's going to be strong enough to hold that. And so when you get out on the bank, you're going to stretch out your lines. Like I said, make sure that you don't get any of them tangled up. And once you get your lines stretched out, you want to hold your baits from one end and your weight from the other end. Throw with your strong hand, and you get that weight and you toss it out there as far out over that ledge or wherever that drop off is where you're fishing, and stretch these out like a line, just like a trout line. And then of course you have your bank pole that you would have sticking in the ground, out of the ground or the mud bank, about a 45-degree angle. And then you have 4 baits out there in which catfish have to choose from. And then hopefully when you come back and check your lines, you get to have some fun. Thanks for watching Big Money Catfishing. Like I said, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and also comment below and hit that notification bell so you can get all these good DIY videos that I like to do, and keep up with my channel. Thank you for watching, and thanks for your support. Y'all have a wonderful day.